Nobody's talking about the barns anymore.
Oh no.
Oh God. Oh, what have we done?
We've had a long day in the recording booth.
Amazing Technicolor Shitshow.
Hello and welcome. This is Amazing Technicolor Shitshow, the podcast about the fumbles and foibles and follies of live theater at all levels. I'm Trev.
And I'm Elle.
And Elle, are you snacking?
Well, we skipped dinner, so yes.
Are you snacking during this podcast?
During this performance,
During this performance, what on earth could possess you to think that eating during a performance is okay?
Well, I was thinking that I might combine two of my favorite activities, eating potato chips and the theater.
This is the podcast about the fumbles and follies and snacks of live theater. I've got my mocha. I'm trying to
Also,
drink my mocha into the mic.
For those ASMR fans out there,
Yeah.
we're giving you a little something. Ew,
That sends tingles down my spine.
gross.
We are living La Vida Mocha
Yeah.
right now. And we're talking all about dinner theater.
Yes, dinner theater.
And eating. Tell me, so sometimes shows are long.
Yeah.
And sometimes you get hungry.
Mm-hmm.
Do you feel like there is a good length for shows that doesn't get too bathroom breaky or too snacky? Like, what's the perfect length for a show in your mind?
Oh, that's tough. I mean, when I was watching 6, it was only 90 minutes long, and it just I could have watched it forever.
Yeah, it was. I mean, that was kind of short.
Yeah.
I honestly feel
I was
a little bit
short.
short. But like sometimes when there's an intermission and you really just want to go home. Sometimes, even if the show is good, the intermission is just like a reminder that you could be at home right now, but you're choosing to go back and sit and listen to more theater.
Well, the tough thing is that during shows, if you got to use the bathroom during intermission, there's always a line, or like before the show, after the show, there's always a line. It's always a whole thing.
Yeah.
And as for snacks, I mean, not a whole lot of places really let you have your snacks unless you want to pay like $1 bajillion for your little show treat.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I mean, I still will. If it's a theater with concessions, I'm going to be
You're still going to do it?
spending some dough on those little cocktails and popcorn. Yeah.
Places.
Thank you, places. So, what an appealing idea, combining two beloved activities, eating food and watching a show, into one convenient evening.
Mind blown.
All in the same location. Well, the closest instance I could find of a dinner theater sort of setup in history was in medieval Europe, when they would celebrate the 12 days of Christmas and would have feasts and put on liturgical plays and perform carols and things while the feast was going on.
Okay.
Today, we also have medieval times style restaurants where you eat your giant ass turkey leg and watch a joust, right?
Dinner and a show.
Yeah, a big old turkey leg and a joust, right?
Have you been to medieval times?
I have not ever been to a medieval times.
Oh my gosh,
Maybe
we've got to do it.
Maybe someday we will. We have a friend who really wants us to go to a medieval times, so
Very true.
Maybe it'll happen soon. But these types of events were inspired by real events in medieval Europe as well. This kind of event would have been part of a multi-day festival in bigger cities like London. But I was kind of wondering about the practice of having a dinner while watching a play or musical, which is not really the same thing as what I described in like the medieval Europe. Not really the same thing. So while this feels like a really natural pairing today, the concept didn't really take off until the late 50s and early 60s in the US. Turns out dinner theater is a very American thing.
Well, it's convenient, ain't it?
I was going to say, it really tracks, because if there's anything I know about Americans, it's that we love fast food and convenience.
Yeah.
So
make sure the patrons are comfortable is a very American thing.
Yes. Yep. Like, how about we eat a full dinner and have the show in one location? Because, you don't want to have to get in your car and drive down the highway 20 minutes for, a different location. Yeah. So
fewer steps equals better day.
yeah. Right. That's a very American idea. So it totally tracks. And also it feels right that like the 50s and 60s in the US
Yeah.
is when this was taking off.
Oh my gosh, because my brain was going to TV dinners.
Right?
That's kind of the same
Convenience.
idea.
There was sort of like this big thing in the 50s and 60s in the US that like it's the most convenient option. You know?
Sitting was the new smoking, which meant that both of them were cool and hip and healthy.
So one of the earliest examples of modern dinner theater was the Meadowbrook Theater Restaurant in Cedar Grove, New Jersey. Now, up until this point, the really popular thing to do, like through the 40s, was dinner and dancing. So Meadowbrook had been a dance hall, but around 1960, they started doing theatrical productions. It was a beautiful hall that seated hundreds of guests, and they could enjoy a full meal while watching a live stage production. So this was highly successful, and then other halls would soon follow suit. Here's an interesting little development in the dinner theater world here, okay? So one person associated with popularizing dinner theater was Howard Douglas Wolfe. In 1961, Wolfe opened the first barn dinner theater in Richmond, Virginia.
Another thing Americans love is themed events.
Yes. And Americans love barns. Americans are really into barns.
Freaking love barns.
Yeah, they freaking love a good barn. So these venues were intentionally designed to resemble rustic barns, complete with farm tools and rural imagery. These venues would also feature a full dinner and high-quality professional theatrical productions performed in the round. And the unique barn architecture made the theaters memorable and easy to recognize, and it gave the chain a sort of a strong identity.
Yeah, sure.
Within a few years, Wolfe had expanded the barn dinner theater chain across the U.S., and eventually, there were more than 24 locations of barn dinner theater.
That's a big chain for the time. Yeah.
Pretty big, yeah.
Did they say where you can see a show and wolf it down?
Oh, good one.
Because that's his name.
That's a good one.
Thank you.
So the performers would rehearse in Wolfe's studio in New York, and then they would travel to his dinner theater locations. So these were like full-on professional actors that were traveling to these dinner theater shows. So I think it's kind of interesting to note that this was all going on during the 60s when, as we know from previous podcast episodes, local theater was really taking off in the 60s as well.
We're taking the stage back from the mucky mucks who are, the
The
professionals.
big city professionals, and anyone can cook. Anyone can do theater, right?
Let anyone cook.
So we have a whole episode if you're coming to the show late, if you haven't been with us the whole time. We've got an early episode. It's pretty early. It's within the first 20, I want to say. And in that episode, I think it is mustaches and monocles, I want to say.
You've got an encyclopedic knowledge of these podcast episode titles.
I'm pretty sure it's that
totally,
one.
because I was talking all about how community theater was a movement against the establishment, against boring, sanctioned by the government and the aristocracy, popular theater.
Yeah.
And people were saying, let's make theater grungy again.
Yeah.
And do some weird, fun, experimental shit.
We don't have enough barns in theater.
What happened to the barns?
Nobody's talking about the barns anymore.
I do love, theater in the round in a barn does make
cool.
me excited.
Yeah, I know, right?
That
It's
gets
kinda
me
fun.
giddy.
So yeah, in this episode, we talk about kind of the boom of community theater in the 60s and 70s and how popular it became at that time. So this really kind of makes sense that if community theater was on the rise in the 1960s, specifically in smaller cities and smaller towns, and that even like bringing professional theater into smaller cities, that was really popular. So it kind of tracks that now in the suburbs and more rural areas, we're seeing this trend of like dinner theaters popping up now too, because people are they're kind of prioritizing local theater more. So we have some professional style dinner theater shows, and we also have more local style dinner
Professional
theater.
ones, you can order duck à l'orange and cordon bleu. And in the in the rinky-dink podunk small town dinner theaters, you can get some fish and chips.
So the more local dinner theater productions were often smaller and resourceful, with actors sometimes doubling as servers, distributing meals before stepping onto the stage to perform.
You're not doing enough jobs. And we call that resourceful.
So this arrangement was to keep costs down, but it
Yeah.
also did kind of add a playful intimacy between the
Yeah.
performers and the audience, because there is
Yeah.
something kind of interesting about like, oh, can I get you another Pepsi? And then they like jump up and perform their monologue. You know?
Thank you, Judd from Oklahoma. I will have another burger. A refill on my Diet Coke.
Right? So, of course, this kind of relationship between server who is also performing, again, we can kind of see through the years, we get full-on restaurants that are themed like this, right?
Yeah.
There are a bunch of places in like New York and other big cities.
Yeah, what's
where,
that Stardust Diner?
Exactly,
Right.
where like aspiring actors will, take jobs in these kinds of places and perform and entertain while also kind of being a dinner service, So kind of interesting. That's somewhat, I think, the origin of that.
Yeah, it makes a lot of sense.
Yeah.
Because you need so funny to be resourceful. You've got all these actors who want to show their stuff.
Yeah.
Why don't just give them a second job
like,
and make them also wait tables
Go
while
fill
performing?
up this guy's Pepsi and then get up there and do your dramatic death scene, Judd from Oklahoma.
No respect.
No.
No respect.
So by the late 60s and early 70s, dinner theater had become just a major entertainment trend in North America. Hundreds of venues opened across the U.S. and Canada, mostly staging light comedies, musicals, and familiar plays that appealed to broad audiences, also serving mostly dinners that also appealed to broad audiences.
yeah.
Right? And these would be staged, of course, as I said, by both locals and professionals alike. So I'm picturing like a very safe dinner when I think of a dinner theater,
Sure,
right?
I guess not duck à la
You're not
orange.
going to dinner theater and getting duck à l'orange. Like you're getting roasted chicken and mashed potatoes and, a peas and carrots medley. But yeah, I'm picturing like a very safe kind of dinner.
Yeah, right.
A bar, optional cash bar. That's kind of what you picture, right?
Because if you're gonna make any money off of this, you can't let people order off a menu.
Exactly.
You've just got to
You
make the
serve
same
them,
thing for everyone.
You get what you get,
Yeah.
So this format offered several advantages. For audiences, it provided a full night out in one place and was often family friendly. And for performers, dinner theaters created steady employment opportunities outside of traditional theater centers like New York City. So by the late 60s, many professional and even some pretty well-known actors were performing in dinner theaters. I think you can kind of picture maybe the stereotype is like a washed up actor from the 70s, like, oh, and now he's performing in dinner theater. There's sort of like a little bit of I get a sense that there's like a little bit of a scoff at some of these dinner theaters.
Their voice is a little past its prime.
Right. But I really do think in general, a lot of these are like pretty professional, like pretty well done, kind of productions.
Yeah, cool.
So, although the popularity of dinner theaters declined later in the 20th century, the format remains an important part of American entertainment history. And there are still several venues operating today, including, of course, the Fireside in Milwaukee, Wisconsin, which is pretty well known.
Yeah.
They have really excellent productions there.
Super
and then
great.
also Greensboro, North Carolina claims to have the longest running dinner theater spot at the Barn Dinner Theater, one of Wolf's original Barn Dinner Theaters. Not the
cool.
first one, but it's one of the original
OG.
ones. Yes.
Oh, that's fun. We gotta go.
Exactly. They perform for over 50,000 patrons yearly and offer a Southern style buffet with carving stations and very high quality productions.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, so
that
kind
sounds
of
really
fun.
neat.
So although, I wouldn't usually pick to go to a dinner theater, if I'm being honest,
Mm-hmm.
I think I just would rather go to like a really good restaurant and like order something really interesting off the menu.
Yeah.
Like I would rather not be served like
Yeah.
a safe buffet style dinner. I would rather experience what the local kind of fare is, like a good local restaurant, rather
Yeah.
than eat the food that people just assume everybody's going to like.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
We don't want another competition of who can cook Cisco food the best.
Right? Yeah.
Your roasted chicken and pork medallion.
It's always roasted chicken, isn't it? And mashed potatoes,
I have to confess,
peas and carrots.
This is a vulnerable moment for me on this podcast, but I don't know what broasted means.
I don't know either. It's neither fried nor grilled.
It sounds made up.
It's upsetting. And you know what? I have evolved past wanting there to be bones in food that I'm eating. I'm a civilized woman. I have no time or need for bones.
Give me squishy food or give me nothing.
Yeah. Ain't nobody got time for that. I do not want to be served chicken with bones in it.
I know you're a boneless wing gal.
Yeah, always.
You're just my spineless wife. But yeah, so we went to a drag brunch recently, which I feel like is the next elevation, the evolution.
Yeah, it's like the more modern
dinner
version
theater.
of dinner theater. Yeah.
Yeah.
I think part of the reason that the drag brunch was so great and worked so well is because it was a really good brunch restaurant. It was in Palm Springs, and it was like the drag brunch spot in Palm Springs. But the brunch restaurant itself was fantastic.
For sure.
Plus, there was just something really fun about it being like 10 a.m. and all the queens were just like rocking it, and everybody was clapping, everybody was laughing.
The mimosas were flowing.
The servers were serving. The performers were not serving, which is also another thing.
They were serving. They weren't serving.
They weren't serving food. They were serving.
They were too busy serving to serve.
Yes, exactly.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, I've got a doozy for you.
All right.
This is a story from a friend of the show's friend.
Okay, friend of a friend.
A listener of a listener.
Yes.
A to-be listener.
Yes.
This to-be listener sends us a story that takes place in the 1990s in Kansas.
All right.
The submitter was playing Tevye in a high school production of Fiddler on the Roof.
All right.
At the time, of course, none of the high school boys could grow any facial hair, so they all had fake beards affixed with spirit gum.
Okay, classic. If your high school is putting on a production of Fiddler on the Roof, you know you're going to be buying or renting like at least 15 beards. Like, you know, that's a big hurdle we got to overcome.
And of course, although spirit gum is the bane of all high school theater programs, it's better than the alternative, which would be just elastic straps.
Right, exactly.
We like a beard that moves with your jaw.
Yes. Absolutely, yes.
Absolutely. So props for using the real stuff. Now, on the final show, they were running out of spirit gum.
Uh-oh.
It was around intermission that all the guys' beards were starting to fall off because of how sparsely they had to apply the spirit gum to their faces.
Okay.
A student volunteer was helping with makeup, and she found a solution. A bottle of rubber cement. She thought, well, it looks a lot like spirit gum, and it's glue.
Oh, no.
So it'll probably be okay, right?
Oh, goodness,
right?
no. Oh, absolutely not. Oh, my gosh. Okay.
So this very helpful volunteer helped the guys all apply rubber cement to their beards to help keep them on for Act 2. Everything was fine at first, but after about a half hour, the submitter's face started to hurt while he was on stage.
Oh no, Tevye! Oh, and he doesn't get to leave the stage much. Like, Tevye is
true.
busy
He's
in that
stuck.
show.
That's when the chemical burns started to set in.
Oh gosh, no! This is a nightmare.
At one point, there were about 15 guys on stage, and they all started to feel it at the same time.
Oh, of course.
Can you imagine the panicked glances?
They're just looking at each other on stage like,
oh no.
No! Oh God! Oh, what have we done?
Tradition!
Tradition!
Wait, but this is during that weird weird bar montage where they're all doing. This is during the bottle dance, I bet.
Yeah. Oh
Where
my
they're
gosh.
all doing that weird dance with the Russians.
Oh, nothing
Oh my gosh.
puts a pep in your step like some chemical burns, I tell ya. Oh, goodness.
It's so, I mean, so helpful to try to find a good solution,
Yeah.
but it wasn't the right solution chemically. Ayo.
Oh, okay. This is just a terrible nightmare. I feel so sorry for all of these people.
Hopefully everybody's fine now.
Oh, yeah.
They probably just had to moisturize.
Hopefully they
I don't
all-
know how this actually works.
This was like 30 years ago, so
Yeah.
hopefully they can all laugh about this now. You know, it's just put enough time, get it behind you.
Yes.
We can all laugh about it.
He and his castmates had red splotches on their faces for weeks
Oh
following
my-
this fateful performance.
Oh my goodness. Oh, a little parting gift from the show.
Yes.
Oof, that really.
My gosh, can I also, it's so funny, before intermission, all of the guys' beards were falling off at the same time.
Yeah.
It's like, oh no, oh no, oh no. And then you feel your own face and say, oh no. Classic.
5 minutes.
Thank you, Five.
All right. We had some technical difficulties earlier. We've already recorded the Thank You Five, but we lost the recording thanks to some technical issues. So I have got new material for Trev so that he will still be surprised
We're
by
digging
it.
into the
I got
depths.
new material for him. So I must introduce the game.
Mm-hmm.
Because we are talking about live performance and food, we're going to play a little game called Pasta or Opera.
Ba-ba-ba.
Trev must identify the following as either a type of pasta or the name of a prominent character from an opera in Italian.
And I gotta say, I entered the first round of this game
Very
with
confident.
some heavy, unearned
you were
confidence.
very confident, and you did okay.
I did fine.
You got about, I think, 5 out of 8 correct, which
Solid.
was pretty good.
That's- I mean, that's pretty good.
Pretty solid. So we will see. I have all new pastas and opera characters now for Trev, and we'll see if he can do just as well, if not better.
Now I'm feeling like I have some practice under my
All
belt.
right, we'll see
My
how it
confidence
goes.
is back.
Yeah.
I think that we're gonna do 100%. How many do you have?
Let's see. 9. I have 9 of
We're
them.
going 9 for 9.
All right, we'll see if you can make it work. You ready?
Amazing. Yes.
Here we go. Celentane.
Celentane. I am feeling some pasta vibes with Celentane. I think I just got to go with my gut and say pasta for this one.
You are correct. It is
Okay.
a pasta. Nice. All right, you ready for your next one?
Yes, I am.
Scarpia.
Scarpia. You know, so I'm getting a character vibe, but I don't know why, but I feel like Scarp is like ringing a bell. Like I know the show that this is from. I don't know opera. See, but this is what we learned in the pre-round of
Yeah.
this is that I'm not actually an opera fan, and I need to be cultured.
You don't know opera characters, but
Yeah.
you do have a pretty good grasp of pasta.
Yes,
We were pretty surprised to
I've got
see.
a fistful of pasta.
You do really know your pasta.
So how are we with Scarpy as a opera character?
Scarpia is a character. Baron Scarpia is from Tosca by Puccini.
Okay, neat.
All right, you ready for your next one? You're
Yes.
2 for 2, so you're rocking.
Amazing.
Guglielmo.
Guglielmo. That you will be amazed to know is the first name of the man who invented the wireless telegraph, who I played in a musical
production.
in college.
Wow.
Amazingly, his name is Guglielmo Marconi, which is basically a pasta shape, but it is not, and neither is Guglielmo.
you're right. Wow, this is great. Yes, that is a character from Così fan tutti. So nice.
Neat.
Good. Okay, 3 for 3, Trev. 3 for 3.
Amazingly, using theatrical knowledge to get to
Yes,
this question,
to
which I
solve
didn't
it.
expect.
Okay, very impressive. All right, moving on.
Yes.
Strozza preti.
Okay. This one is a crapshoot. Strozza preti.
Yeah.
It feels like stracciatelli, which points me toward pasta. I'm gonna go with that.
You're correct. It's a pasta.
Yes. Oh,
Very nice.
amazing. Okay.
Okay.
I
4
can't
for
believe
4.
it.
4 for 4,
four.
Trev.
Whew.
Ready for the next one?
Yes.
Boca Negra.
Boca Negra. That sounds like. Is that okay? So Boca Negra could be Italian for black mouth, which could be a racist character or squid ink pasta. And so, out of optimism, I'm gonna go with squid ink pasta.
It's not just a character, it's also the name of the opera. Simon Boccanegra. He's a
Interesting.
character.
Is that
And
like evil mouth?
so the name Black Mouth actually comes from like foul mouthed or
Okay,
like
cool.
dark mouthed. Like dark mouthed or evil mouthed.
Well, that's
So
good.
A person who spits some sassy words. That's what that comes from. So it's not
Neat.
it's not an inherently racist name, which is good. We're
Neat.
always happy to learn that.
It's always good.
Yes.
But I was incorrect.
You were incorrect. This is your
Despite
first
my
one.
astounding knowledge of language,
Yes.
we're taking an L for
First
that
one incorrect. Okay, ready for your next one?
Yep.
Galeti.
Galeti. Gosh, I don't know. Galeti. Pasta.
Correct.
Okay.
Pasta. Yes.
Okay.
Very nice.
Just going on vibes alone.
Vibes alone. All right, your next one. Stelline.
Stelline. I like the star vibe. Stella is in there. And I think that's going to be, it could be star shaped or like the name Stella.
Yeah.
Ugh. It's going to be a character.
It's the pasta. It's star-shaped pasta.
No.
So you are like so right. But
Again.
yeah, no, it's the star-shaped pasta.
Dang. All right. Ugh, gotta shake it off.
Gotta shake it
Shake
up.
it off.
You've only missed 2 out of
Amazing.
out of the number we've done so far. So
Yeah.
okay, we have a couple more.
Cool.
Ditale lici.
Ditale lichi. Is
Ditale
this
lici.
one word or 2?
2.
Ditale lichi. Gosh, this could go either way as well.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna go for pasta because tale, like farfalle sounds. That's like a suffix that I would associate with pastas.
You're correct. It's a pasta.
Cool.
Very
Okay.
nice.
Neat.
Okay, and your last one, basilio.
Basilio. Oh my gosh. Is it both? No, it's pasta. I'm pretty sure I've heard of this
It's
pasta
a
shape.
character. It's a character from the Barber of
Just kidding.
Seville.
I've never heard of this pasta shape.
Yeah, Barber of Seville by Rossini. So
I bet I was thinking of fusilli.
Oh, fusilli, yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm, yep. Okay, so not too shabby. 6 out of 9.
Okay. I've slightly improved my percentage.
Because I did give you one more.
Yes.
So yes, you were 3 out. You were 5 out of 8 before, and now you're 6 out of 9.
I mean, about as close as I could have been to
As
my
close as you
previous
could.
score.
If you are listening at home and you want a little challenge, I'll give
Yeah.
you the ones that I had given Trev previously.
Neat. Yes.
Garganelli, Almaviva, Cavaradossi, Castellane, Ditaloni, Mafalde Corte, and Arrigo. So your homework is which of those are pastas and which of those are characters from opera.
And sometimes it's just fun to hear Elle say things in different languages.
That is also fun. We love when I give you French and Italian sounding words. That's my fave.
I like it. I like it a lot. Well, that's about all the time we have today.
Yeah, that's all the time we have for our show today, Trev.
Elle is snacking. We've had a long day in the recording booth.
Yep.
Thank you so much for listening. Please send us your snacks.
Send us your stories.
I was just mowing down on some chips. I'm gonna have some coffee too.
I feel like that sounds even worse, but
Just send us your stories. Please send us all sorts of good things and bad things and things in between that have happened to you in or around or on the stage.
we also take suggestions as of things to research, because
Yes.
we like giving you some fresh, research topics.
We actually have a research that was just submitted by someone we've never heard of, a listener in Georgia.
Yeah.
Which is so exciting.
Yeah, we love that.
Love new faces, new friends through the podcast-averse.
Exactly.
But yeah, I'm getting into a bit of a topic that was suggested by a listener. That ended up being a really cool episode that I'm very excited about. So.
So send us
please.
that. Send us any if you have
Yeah.
suggestions of things you want us to dive in and research for you. We would be happy to do that.
And if you want advice on a thorny drama situation, where we can dish out some qualified advice on what to do.
But we obviously always anonymize things.
Yes,
So
yes.
if you're coming, writing in from Kansas and you're in the midst of something, don't worry. We will absolutely anonymize the person playing Cassandra in your production of Cats. We won't call her out. We
will
promise.
make sure you're not in Kansas anymore. Ooh. I don't know why
Yeah.
that was the noise there. And if you like the show, please give us good reviews on all the podcast apps that you use and tell all of your friends about us. We want to expand the podcast audience.
Share the knowledge.
Share the knowledge.
Just
All your podcasty friends, your
spread the
theater
word.
friends.
Yeah.
Tell them about us. If you don't like the show, tell your enemies, and they can shove a farfalle up their butt for all we care.
For all we care.
For all we care. Real spiky one, too.
Oh, sit on a farfalle.
Piano accompaniment was provided by Paul Thelen, and the stage manager is Daniel Schneider. And as always, thank you so much for listening, whether on stage or off stage, whatever you're up to in your life, please break a leg.
Amazing Technicolor Shitshow.